Alright, here is our lesson / examples for 7.2, which is multiplying polynomials. So let's get right into it. First off, there's a couple ways you can do these problems. I'm going to show you both ways, and you can pick which way you want to use. The first one I call it the claw method. What you do is it's basically a double distribution. You take the first term, you distribute it to both terms, and the second term also. So you go 2x times 3x. That's going to be a 2 times 3, which is 6. X times x, which is x squared. And then 2x times the negative 4. You're going to combine the numbers. So 2 times negative 4 would be negative 8. There's only one x, so there you go. Then you go that guy. Negative 7 times 3x. Combine the numbers, negative 21, and the variable is going to stay. And then you go last. And you'll notice that makes kind of like a claw. Negative 7 times negative 4 is a positive 28. From here, you combine your like terms, and you're always going to have a couple of terms that are the same with most every problem. So we can combine those guys. Negative 8x minus 21x. Negative 8 minus 21 would be negative 29. Keep the x, because we're combining our like terms here. We've got our 6x squared plus 28. Boom. So again, this is the claw method. I'm going to show you one more time. You basically just distribute the first term to both guys inside the other parentheses and the second guy to both terms. It's really a double distribution, but it looks like a claw, like a crab claw. Alright, and this guy, okay, claw method. Oh my, that should be an x. Boom. 5x times x, which would be 5x squared. 5x times a negative 5 or a minus 5 would be a negative 25x, because we're going 5 times negative 5. You're really keeping that negative sign with that 5. Keep that in mind. 3 times x and 3 times negative 5. Boom. And again, here we have our claw. And we combine our like terms in the middle. That's a 22. You might have also heard this called FOIL, first, outside, inside, last. That would get you a claw picture also. Whatever you want to, that's a 22 right there. Now another way you can do it, and I just learned this a few weeks ago, it's a table or box method. And what you do, you gotta draw your little box. So it's kind of fun. And then you're going to go 3m plus 1, and then 8m minus 5. So you're going to kind of split up these guys into the top side of your box here. From there, you will literally just kind of multiply across. So you go 3m times 8m. Those guys would cross there, and you've got a 24m squared. We'll just go straight across. 8m times a 1. That'd be a plus 8m. Then we go 3m times a negative 5. Negative 15m. And a negative 5 times a 1 would be a negative 5. From here, we're going to combine our terms. You notice you've got two m terms right there. So we can combine those guys, and a negative 15 plus 8 would be a negative 7. These guys don't have any like terms, so we're going to go 24m squared, combine those guys, minus 7m, and then we have a minus 5. Boom, done, that's it. So this is similar to the top guy, but it's just a different way of setting it up. I'm going to show you one more time. Both ways will work though, both ways will work very well. It's just a matter of what you prefer. box. 7a minus 5a plus 6. And again, you're going to go straight over, straight down, combine the like terms. So we've got ourselves at a times 7a, 7a squared, a times the minus 5, minus 5a, 7a times 6, so 42a, and that's going to be negative 5 times negative 6 would be a negative 30. From here, we're going to combine our like terms, and again, we are going to pretty much always be able to, not always, but a lot of the time you're going to be able to combine those two guys. So we've got a 7a squared, combine these guys, 42 minus 5, 37, and we have our minus 30 down there. Boom, done. Now, I'm going to show you a trinomial next. Now, a trinomial is a more advanced one of these problems because instead of 2 of each, you're going to have 3 of each. And you know what? I am going to modify this because I'm going to show you a medium or a hard problem, then a really hard problem. So we're going to cross out that first term. I don't think you're going to see a trinomial times a trinomial. So we're going to adjust the problems a little bit to fit what we got to do. And here we go. I'm going to use the, you know what, I just used the box method, so I'm going to do the box method one more time here. And then on the back, I'm going to do the claw method. So if I do my box, you're going to notice you're going to have to make the box a little longer here. Why is that? Because you've got yourself 3 terms here. So every term has to have kind of their own row or column. Okay. Once you get to here, you're going to just, again, same process, kind of connect the pieces. So we go 3x squared times 5x, number times number, variable times variable. And then just work our way down. 21x squared. 3 elements, 15x squared, and a. And then this one is a plus 10x. Boom. Here you're going to have a couple of sets of like terms. Here are some like terms right here. And here's some like terms right here. How do we know that? Because those guys have the same variables to the same power. So the 15x cubed is by itself. Combine these two x squareds. Negative 21 plus 15, because that's a positive 15, would be a negative 6x squared. Negative 21x plus 10x minus 11x. And then, of course, we have our minus 14 just kind of hanging out by itself. Now, remember, when you're subtracting these guys, which you kind of are because you have a negative 21 and a positive 10, keep in mind you're subtracting the numbers, not the variables. So you're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to cancel my x's. No. That's something you're going to be doing if you're like dividing, but you're not dividing here. You're just combining your like terms. So your variables really always stay the same. You're just operating on the front terms, which we call the coefficient. So there's our table method. I'm going to give you one more example, and I'm going to adjust this guy to be a binomial times a trinomial, which is an advanced level problem. I think you guys can get it. And this time I'm going to use the claw method. Now, the claw method, I'm going to do one step at a time. So negative 7p times negative 3p squared. Negative 7 times negative 3 would be positive 21. P times p squared. P cubed, there's 3 p's. Because here's 1, there's 2. And then you've got 1p here and 1p here. And then you got negative 7 times a positive 4. And then you've got a Negative 7 times 2. There's our top. That negative 7p has been distributed to everything. So now we got to do the same thing with the negative 2. Remember, we are treating it like a negative 2, not just a basic 2. Negative 2 times a negative 3 would be a positive 6, and then p squared. Negative 2 times a 4p would be negative 8p. And negative 2 times 2 would be negative 4. So there's our big claw. So that claw is definitely a big one. I guess you could say it looks like a Scyther claw if you know Pokemon a little bit. Kind of like a Scyther claw. Anyway. Now you're going to combine your like terms. You only have one p cubed. Oh. Here's a p squared. Here's a p squared. And here is a basic p, and there's a basic p. So you do have to combine a little bit of your like terms here. These guys are just going to stay the same because they don't have any partners. And then we combine our p squareds. And we combine our basic p's. How odd, they both have the same value. Yep, that's correct, they're both negative 22s. Cool. There we go. So again, there's your two methods. You can do the claw method, you can do the table method, whatever method works for you. Bottom line, you got to remember to multiply. Every term has to be multiplied by the terms in the opposite binomial or trinomial, and then you have to combine your like terms. Again, let me know which method you think works best for you. And again, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.